I will after the overview, I will um, let you know a little bit about myself, and we'll get things started as far as the presentation is concerned. So the meeting is actually being recorded, as you can tell, and you should be able to have access to this a little bit later. All right. So the first thing we see here is that we're involved in a synergy, actually a synergy change. I would say um, a paradigm shift. I would call it, right. Generative AI is really causing a paradigm shift in technology, and is standing out as a transformative force. And it should. And for what we can see, it's going to revolutionize how industries do things. For you as a business analyst now, what we need to be able to focus on is you being able to understand and leverage this technology, which is going to lead to unprecedented insight for you and efficiency. Number three is that this workshop is going to delve into the essentials of generative AI, and kind of give you a background of what AI is. A lot of times we see the hype, we see the chat GPT, we see all of the things, Copilot and things like that. But do we really know what it is? And what I want to do is share some insight and shed some light on what generative AI is all about, and then look at how AI can be applied in the business analysis area, and also integrated into your strategies for you doing work. All right. Learn the challenges and ethical considerations that come with the adoption of generative AI. So there are going to be challenges, ethical challenges. There are going to be challenges in regards to what you learn and what you know about the generative AI process. Right. So that's one. All right, so that's kind of a insight on what we're going to cover for today. And just to give you a little background of myself here, I am a certified PMP, project management professional. I was certified in project management before I really got involved in business analysis, and then I went on to get the PMI PBA, which is the Project Management Institute Business Analysis certification, and then later on getting the CBDA, which is the Certified Business Data Analysis. I'm the president and owner of the Bridges Academy, and as your chapter president mentioned, at one time I was the president of the IIBA in the Michigan chapter. And we do have a person that's on. His name is Ennis. Ennis Ennis has been we've been connected since I think right at the beginning of COVID. Ennis is connected with our chapter in Michigan, and I would tell you, Ennis has been an inspiration to me to go deeper into this generative AI. So, Ennis, I don't know if you have your microphone on. If you want to say something real quickly about, um, just say something real quickly. Just introduce yourself, Ennis. Ennis has actually done some training for me as well. Ennis, if you can turn your mic on, go ahead and introduce yourself. Okay, please.
Thank you so much, George. Thank you for having me tonight. Actually, it's an honor to be with you. We've known each other since 2020, and we've been working during the COVID time in
Yes.
many certification programs. And I'm very glad and happy to be with you tonight also as well with the Sudanese chapter folks, where we can leverage AI technology using the business analysis techniques and methodologies.
Yes. Yes. Thank you, Ennis. And
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah.
one of the things about Ennis is that when Ennis joined us, Ennis I don't think he had any certifications. Now Ennis he has more certifications in IIBA and than I have. So he went on and he got in this time over the last 4 years, this man has gotten all kinds of certifications. So right now I have to learn from Ennis in the future. So all right, thank you, Ennis.
Actually, it was after you provide me the courage and the support that I need
Yes,
through my certification program. So thank you so much, George. And I
you're
really
welcome.
advise everyone in this tonight's event, okay, to follow George. George is a very good friend and a very professional BA when it comes to the business analysis information and framework. He will help you a lot.
Thank you.
So thank you so much. Appreciate it, George. Have a
Thank you.
nice
All
one.
right. Thank you. All right. And so as far as experience is concerned, I work for International Institute for Learning, which is out of New York City. I worked for them for a long time, and they were really the ones who got me involved in doing training in the Middle East. So I was doing training in Dubai. I did quite a bit of training in Dubai for many years, Dubai and Abu Dhabi. And then since then, after doing the training in Dubai and Abu Dhabi, I started doing training in Riyadh. So I was doing some training in Riyadh. I've actually spoken to some of the chapters there in Riyadh. We had some chapter meetings there in Riyadh back when I was coming to. This was right like in before 20 well, it's 2017 to 2019. So I'm very familiar with the landscape in Riyadh and the area there. I work for a consulting company. You can see the different companies that I work for over the years. So I've worked with automotive companies. I've worked with computer companies. I've worked with also Westinghouse, which at the time they were involved in doing developing developing nuclear reactors. So I worked in the nuclear reactor division at the time. So looks like we got quite a few people that are still in the waiting room. I don't know if you can go ahead and let them in if you like. There's about 12 people entered in the waiting room. So I don't mind them joining if you want to go ahead and let them join. So that's fine. Not a problem if you want to go ahead. So whoever's got the control over that, you can go ahead and do that if you don't mind. Okay. All right. So as far as the workshop takeaways, the workshop takeaways we see here is that you should be able to understand the fundamentals of generative AI when we finish with this workshop. Learn how generative AI can assist in scenario planning and simulations. I mean, there's so many things that you are going to have potentials to do once you understand how AI works. So what we see today is, I think, is just the tip of the iceberg in terms of what we're going to see in the future as far as AI is concerned. Now, generative AI is a subset of AI. It's not the entire set. It's just a subset. That means there's a lot more things that we're gonna see in the future, and it's going to be based on your creativity and based on your imagination as to what you're going to be able to do with AI. So you want to learn about key applications of generative AI and in business analysis, and that's what we're going to be focusing on. So we're not going to just go all over the map in regards to the topics we're going to cover. We're going to try to focus on those things that are going to be relevant to what you're doing today. All right. You should be able to, as a business analyst, be able to integrate generative AI into your business workflows. And that's one of the things you are going to be tasked with, and I think you should be challenged with, is how do you get this tool then to assist you in doing the work that you're doing? Okay. One of the things that that popped up when Ennis started doing this was that we were doing some things. We were looking at user stories, and then I found out that Ennis has started developing user stories using AI. And that's what really got perked my interest. Is, wow, he's creating user stories. And so we had a case study that we were working on, and Ennis came up with these user stories. So that's the thing that really kind of triggered me to maybe look at this generative AI a little bit closer. We were looking at AI. We were looking at AI for prediction, for analytics, and things like that. And at the time, generative AI was just starting. Generative AI was just getting started when we were doing that in about 20, I think it was 2020, 2021. We were looking at Tableau, and we were looking at Power BI and things like that, and being able to use AI for decision making purposes. So lastly, we want to overcome the challenges and ethical consideration for using generative AI. So what we see here is, and the question that we really want to ask is, what is generative AI? And I've already mentioned to you all that it's a subset of artificial intelligence. It's not artificial intelligence, it's a subset of it. That means there's a lot more that we're going to be able to do with generative AI. Once we get into some of these other, like Chat GPT 4 and 4.0 and some of these more advanced models, you're going to see a lot of things happening that you probably thought would never happen. And there's a lot of things that we can start to look at. What we want to do is look at generative AI. When you look at generative AI, it's really focusing on creating that's a key word there, creating new content. Okay, so you want to note that creating new content, either new text, new images, and in the future, music. Well, probably already. I shouldn't say in the future. I just haven't done it. And then what happens with generative AI is that what's being created is based on the data that it has been trained on. Okay, so you're going to be able to do things based on how you train that AI model. Okay, now when you look at something like Chat GPT, that model is being trained on whatever their data that they're providing to that model. Okay, the interesting thing about that, which is what I want to show you, is that you can train an AI model based on your proprietary information, which gives you now a competitive advantage over your people that's in the marketplace. And that's what you want to. That's where you probably want to be in the future. Now, you can either be a user of the technology, or you can be a producer. You have to decide where you want to be. Do you want to be someone who just uses the tool, or someone who produces new applications based on the tools that are available? So you have to decide on that. I say majority of people who don't have a insight or a technical background, they're probably going to just be the people that's going to consume the AI tools and techniques. And I mean, there's a lot of them that's being produced today. There's so many that's being produced today. But are you going to be the ones then that's going to start to develop your own applications that you can market and sell, and that you can utilize within your organization? So what we see is generative AI extends beyond mere content creation, right? It's instrumental in data augmentation by generating synthetic data. And I've seen this in practice. If you're developing a database, sometimes in developing a database, you have to get sample data. You can use generative AI to help you to get sample data to test out your database. Enhanced training data sets for machine learning models. So I alluded to the fact that as you provide information to your AI, you're actually providing the opportunity for that machine learning to learn what you're presenting to it. It's like training a child how to speak, right? You give it information and it learns from that. The more information you give to it, the more it's able to learn. All right. And so there are things that you know about, things that you do, things that you're involved in that no one else is involved in. You know, the amount of knowledge that's out there is not just on the computer. The amount of knowledge that's out there is actually what people have learned and maybe not even put on paper or pen, right? Or let's say if you're in the petroleum business, right, you know a lot about petroleum. You're not going to share all that information that you have about petroleum to everybody in the world, but in your own company, in your own area, you may be taking that data that you're getting from the petroleum business to help learn how to do that job better, or learn how to do that business better. And so what we understand then is that understanding generative AI. So the traditional AI is typically analyzing and processing existing data. That's what the traditional AI was all about. And then making predictions or decisions about that data. Okay. And there's a lot that's being done in this area. You know, if you want to do data analytics, you want to analyze data. If you got lots of data, start to make predictions, start to look at trends, start to look at patterns. You know, that's the traditional AI. You still need to do that. That's still something that you need to know how to do, and you need to learn how to do if you don't. Generative AI capabilities now becomes in producing novel outputs. So things that perhaps did not exist before, now you're starting to produce it using generative AI. What it does then, it begins to mimic patterns and structures of data that's input into that model. Okay. Now, there are some advanced models, and only going to share with you one of them for time purposes, and just share with you one. But these three that are shown here: generative adversarial networks (GANS), variational authent encoders (VAES), and these two, actually, those are two. They're known for generating high quality content. Okay, so those are the two prevalent models now that are used for generative AI: GAINS and VAES, if you want to call it GAINS, GANS, VAES, VAES. Okay, what is the GAINS? How would you actually look at that? Right. So in understanding the fundamentals of generative AI is crucial for you as a business analyst. Right. You can use it, you can do it, but the person that understands it is going to be able to take advantage of it and be able to do more with it. Okay. So it's just like driving a car. You know how to drive a car, but if you learn how to do things with that car, like change the oil or change the tire, or recalibrate it and all that, you know a lot more about that car. So we're actually kind of going under the hood, looking at the engine and seeing what's driving this whole thing as far as generative AI. So this one is called GAINS, Generative Adversarial Networks, is an example. And how that works? Just I'm gonna give you just a real quick overview of what that is. Actually, I'll give it to you a little bit later. But what this is doing, and maybe I didn't show it here. See if I can go forward. Okay. All right. So this one, actually, just make a note of it. and how it works. It is a model that's being used. This is the basic model that's being used for generative AI. You can look it up and you can find out more about it. Okay, so I'm going to pause for just a moment because I'm going to give you a little short demo, and then I come back to this gains in a moment. So I need to pause the video just a moment because I'm going to put it into a mode where I want you to be able to hear what I'm going to be sharing with you. So if you just hold just a moment, I'm going to switch over. I'll come back to here, but I'm going to switch it into audio. But what happens with Zoom is when you switch it into audio, it turns my mic off, so I can't say anything else at that point until the actual audio is done. All right, so I'm going to stop and then I'm going to reshare with audio. Okay. Okay, I'll reshare this whole thing again with audio, and here we go. All right, so take a look at this demo, something that was created with one of the tools that I was able to generate prior to this session.
خايف بس اضايق.
Just a moment. I will share this with you in just a moment. Let me just get the setting right. So just a moment. I'm going to put the share on, and then I'm just going to click the audio for you.
English, hello everyone, and welcome to the Sudan Business Analysis webinar. My name is George Bridges, and I am thrilled to have you all here today. We have an exciting session planned focusing on the latest trends and insights in business analysis. Your participation is highly valued, and I look forward to an engaging and informative discussion. Thank you for joining us. مرحبا بالجميع، وأهلا وسهلا بكم في ندوة تحليل الأعمال في السودان. اسمي جورج بريدجز، وأنا سعيد جدا بوجودكم جميعا هنا اليوم. لدينا جلسة مثيرة مخطط لها، تركز على أحدث الاتجاهات والرؤى في تحليل الأعمال. مشاركتكم ذات قيمة عالية، وأتطلع إلى مناقشة مثيرة وغنية بالمعلومات. شكرا لانضمامكم إلينا.
Okay, everyone. So I generated that welcome using AI, and also I said, give me the welcome in English, and then give me the welcome in Arabic. Did that come through okay? Did you guys hear it okay?
Yes, very nice, especially the Arabic one. I like it.
Okay.
Yes, okay.
Okay, good. So I have a few more demos that I'm going to do the same way. I will share my screen again. This time I'm not going to. I'll keep the audio off, but I'm going to share something with you as well in terms of how to create that welcome like that. And there's lots of possibilities. If you were training someone maybe in France or someone in I don't know. Philippines or whatever in their native language, you want to be able to translate that. So you can create the AI so the AI can actually speak that result back as well as speak it back in different languages. I'll give you a demo of that in just a moment. Okay. So we're going to move on here. We'll move to the next slide here. Okay. So what I want you to do here is I've created a lab and it's called Ask BAGPT. Ask BAGPT. And what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to go to my website here, www.bridgesconsultinc.com. But you want to go to before you go to it. Don't go to it real quickly now. What you're going to find is you're going to find a bot assistant. Don't click on the bot assistant. You need to go to the link that says BAGPT. So it's going to be www.bridgesconsultinc.com/BAGPT. And with that, you're going to be able to. I want you to be able to tell BAGPT you are a business analyst and you want it to produce a good blog post for you for your team that have been working on a particular project. Now, if I can, if we were to do this in a way that I'm going to put you in a breakout session, and I want you to work together in a breakout session. And let's say I'll create, as far as a breakout session, we'll create about, let's see how many people we got. We got quite a few people. I'll create about 6 or 7 different rooms. And then what you're going to do as a team, you're going to go into the generative AI. This is 15 minutes only. So try to get as much as you can done. But I want you to get to that tool, and I want you to be able to ask the question. Tell the BAGPT you are a business analyst and you want it to produce a good blog post for your team that have been working on this project. Don't go to Chat GPT. I want you to go to the the BAGPT, that stands for uh, Bridges Academy GPT, and this is created on our data. So everybody follow me what I'm saying. I don't know if someone needs to repeat this in maybe in Arabic to explain before we actually do the exercise. Okay, but this is going to be it's a breakout session, so I want you to practice doing what I'm showing you here. Okay, does that somebody needs to explain, or are we okay? Can we move forward with this exercise or no? Because I'm going to put you in a breakout session, and then we're just going to find out what your results were when you come back. Everybody okay with that?
Yeah, George, if you can just text the link in the chat.
Sure. All right, so I'm going to do the link in the chat for you all. That might make it a little bit easier for you to do, so you don't have to retype everything. So let me just move this out of the way. I'm going to www.bridgesconsultinc.com, and then it's going to be BA. Okay, that's not right. That's not going through right. So we go here, bridgesconsultinc.com, and then BA GPT. Okay. All right. So I got the, okay, GT. Okay. All right. So I'm going to put this in the chat. Please let me know if the link is working okay. Can someone click on that link and make sure it's going to the BA GPT? Yes? No? I need some feedback. Oh, I'm sorry. You all didn't get it because I think it was a direct message. Let me take that off. I apologize. I need to send the message to everyone. So right now it just went to one person. Let's see. Okay, so where's everyone at? Has anyone been able to get to that? Because I'm seeing all the names, but I'm not seeing the everyone, where it goes to everyone. Okay, meeting group chat. There you go. There you go. All right, so I'm going to type it in again, www.bridgesconsult.
Yes, sir. I opened the link.
You open it?
The home page is topic for training and consulting services.
Yeah. You should be able to get to the one that says just BACPT. That's what I want you to get to, if that's the one you're getting to. Are you getting to that link or no? The top part should say BAGPT. So I might have to show you that to show. I want to show you where you need to go to get to there. All right. So try this link, bridgesconsultinc.com / there it is, BAGPT. Okay. Go ahead and click on that link, everyone. Can you get there? Okay, I'm gonna go back one. If I click here, I'm gonna open it up.
Yeah, I got it. I think I got it.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
there you
I
go.
got
Is
it.
it? Okay, so that's the link that you want to go to, and it's once you get there, then you can go down and scroll down, and then you're gonna put inside the where it says type a message in. You're gonna put in there that in that message you're gonna be able to put in there whatever you want to type. And what I want you to do is I want you to type in. Tell the BAGPT you're a business analyst and you want it to produce a good blog post for your team that have been working on this project. All right, so let me go ahead and put you in the chat. Is everybody okay to go into the chat right now?
Yes.
Okay, let me put you in the chat again. Okay, so I'm gonna put you in the chat. All right, here we go. I'm gonna put you. I'm sorry, not the chat. I'm gonna put you in the breakout room. So I'm gonna put you in the breakout room. Again, this may take a little while, but I think it'd be worthwhile for you all to go in and try it out. So I'm gonna put in about 7 different groups. So here we go. Create the groups, and you're gonna collaborate together and use the BAGPT. All right. Here we go. Okay, kindly go to the link there because you should have gone into a link to go into the breakout room. Please go there if you would. I see some of you are still in the main room. But if you want to use the chat GP, if you want to use the BA GPT, you can go ahead and do so right here if you don't want to go into a breakout room. Okay, for those of you who are hanging back, Tariq, I see you're there. Amal, are you there? Are you able to go to the page and type in to the chat? All right, hi everyone. I'm closing out the breakout session. There were some rooms I don't think that were active, but I know that there was one room. So if you were in a room that you were active, can you just briefly tell us what you were able to do? I know there was one room. I think it was room 1 or 2 that was active. Please just give us feedback on what you were able to do.
Yes, hello, Mr. George.
Yes, hi.
Thank you for this very nice presentation.
Yes, you're
Actually,
welcome.
I get the link and I enter and write. I wrote a question.
Uh-huh.
I said I'm BA.
Yes.
Give me business analysis tools.
Yes. And how?
So give me many tools.
Yes.
This
Good.
is so very amazing.
Yes.
Really.
Yeah.
Yes.
And did it come back in audio? You got an audio version of it?
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah, we
Did you
got the
get
audio version actually.
you,
Yeah,
you got audio? Yes.
yeah, we
Okay.
got the audio.
is
Absolutely.
this audio one? Yes, I
Yes.
get.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, did you all
Thank
see
you.
where you can? Yes, you're welcome. Thank you for that feedback. Did you see where you can download that audio? You can download it and as MP3, and that means that you can play it back again. So it's not just, in the past, what we did was we would copy and paste the actual text and put it in a
Uh-huh.
document, but you can download the audio and just save the
Yes.
audio and play it back again.
Yes, I find it now.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, thank
Uh,
you so much.
okay. Did anyone else
Thank
ask another question? Thank you. Did anyone else ask another question?
So I asked about the deliverables that a BA needs
Yes.
in agile environment. Yeah,
Yes. Hmm.
you can see. Yeah, and it was generating the answer.
Okay.
What work out from that? Yeah. So I
It
think
creates.
it's mhm.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
I'm sorry.
No, no,
I'm
it's okay.
sorry.
It's perfect. It's so great. Yeah.
All right. Good.
I
Good.
can have a use case like record, for example, a training or record even a workshop and give it to the guys, and then they can play it later on. Yeah, based on whatever.
Exactly. All right. That's just one part of it is
Yeah.
asking the questions and getting answers back. So that's just one thing that we can do. But we're going to go on and we're going to be able to do additional things that I'm going to share with you, hopefully to give you some
George,
more.
just a comment here, George.
Yes. Uh-huh. Go ahead, Ennis.
I just asked the ChatGPT a question that I want, as a BA, I would like to know the BA techniques to be presented in tabular format.
Okay.
So what it did, it got the data and presented to me in a tabular format where it helped me actually in my analysis to understand that these are the set of techniques that the BA use.
Yes.
And it just make it easier for me by putting in a table format. So what I would
Yes.
like to say that the ChatGPT or the AI itself, okay, when you ask the question, it understands you, and then it makes a vision of you that this guy is a BA. He asks these kind of questions, okay, and he wants visual and data to be presented in a table format or even any format that you are asking
Yes.
as a
Yes.
BA. So it keep
Now
understanding you. Go ahead.
yes. Now did you do the BAGPT? You said you used Chat GPT. Did you use
No,
BAGPT?
yours, the
Okay, okay.
BAGPT.
And it was able to do that for you.
Yes.
Okay, good, good, good. Now
Mhm.
that's a very important thing, and that's gonna be what we're gonna be moving towards. So there's ways that you're going to need to learn how to ask the question so that you can get back the results that you need. And so what Ennis was getting into was ways that you can prompt and query the AI. And so the output that you get back and the information that you get back is going to be based on the type of query. So you can learn how to query. Some people call it prompting. There's a big push now for people to learn how to prompt, but that's basically learning how to ask the right questions. And what happens is that, and I don't want to get too deep on this, what happens on that is that it takes and retains whatever it gave you back, and then you can start to modify it or change it. It doesn't lose that information, as long as you're in that chat, because you might not like the output. You might say, give it to me in a different format, or give it to me in a different way, or you might state something else that clarifies what it is you're looking for. So let me go on. I don't want to spend a lot of time on that. We can go
Can I
forward.
ask a question here, please?
Yes, you can. Yes.
So if different people give the same question, the same text, we will all get the same answer, or it depends on, other feedback?
It depends. It's going to, you won't get the same answer, right? it's not going to be exactly the same, but what you want it to do is that the information that it gives back to you, you want it to be based on your um, based on your knowledge, right? So if I ask it for the definition of a BA, I don't want to give it, I don't want 15 different definitions of a BA. I wanted to give back the same definition, but it's going to be giving back that definition of the BA based on how I train that model. Okay. So the ability to be able to get consistent answers where one person asks one question, another person asks another question, is that's going to be based on the model that you produces, all right, that you produce. Okay, so that's a very good question, and we probably want to do a little bit more research on it because it has to be accurate, and that's what we talked about as far as the information is concerned. You don't want this thing to give you bogus information or untrue information, so it's got to be trained on, it's like anything else. It's got to be trained on a dictionary. It's got to be trained on definitions, and those are definitions that you provide to the AI. Okay. All right. So that's a very good question. So we can see then that generative AI can assist in scenario planning and simulation, invaluable in industries such as finance, healthcare. I think you guys probably see that, and there's a lot of things that's happening in AI. Someone mentioned that AI is a new electricity. Back when big data was around, they said big data is a new oil, right? So just as electricity transformed almost everything 100 years ago, today actually, we have a hard time thinking of an industry that will not be touched by AI and AI transforming that particular business. So every business is going to be touched by AI. Okay, so generative AI, right? And we know a lot of examples. A lot of case studies. We know that big companies like Netflix and Amazon and things like that, they use generative AI all the time. They have engineers that they pay that are full time, doctors, people who are working on this. And but right now, the interesting thing is that it used to be that this was only available to those companies that had a lot of high powered, high paid people. Right now, this tool and technique and technology is available to us, right? It's available to anyone who has access to the computer if you know how to use it. So it's becoming such that um, things that big companies were able to do, you're able to do now, and you can do it using different tools that you might learn. Right. So what I want to see here is that I'm creating an app called Next Tier Simulation. Right. The Next Tier Simulation is based on being able to simulate if you're say going for a PMP, if you're going for the CBAP certification, and so I want to use that. I want to use a model to be able to forecast and be able to tell me what the financial forecast will be for that business. And so one thing that I might want to do is analyze historical financial data, look at the market, and then look at some trends to see where my business is going to be within the next year or next 5 years or whatever. And so I might have it over on the right hand side, I might have some type of, went back here, some type of diagram that shows where my business is going. Now, interesting thing about generative AI right now is that this diagram that I show you here with generative AI, you can present this in the terms of a JPEG, or you can present this in terms of a image, and then it will be able to read that image and give you insight about that image. And so, if you have a process that you've defined on paper, you may want that AI to be able to give you back in text what this process is all about, and maybe give you some insight about that process. So those are things that you can do, and I've done it before. Okay. Here's another thing. All right. So one of the things that I have a website, and this is my website here. So I created a logo, right, using generative AI. That's the logo that I'm using now. If I wanted to get into new products, say new design for clothing wear, right, shoes, right, as well as some type of T-shirt and gym shoes. All right, and so it kept the color code, it kept the images, and it was able to produce these different things. So think about it this way: you have an idea, you want to be able to produce something, and you might start to generate different types of concepts related to that idea. And so within a few minutes. I spent a little bit more than a few minutes, but within some time, I was able to produce the logo. Now, I didn't use it. The logo that I got back from the generative AI, I didn't use it per se on the website. I had to send it to a designer who actually modified it a bit and then actually gave it to me in a format that I could put into any type of website or promotional or things like that. And so with that, what I'm saying is that you can get the idea, you can generate different ideas and then present it to the person that's going to develop it. That means that you spend less time trying to get your ideas presented to someone, and they can get to a solution much quicker. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't take the images that you get back from the generative AI and apply it. It just depends on what you're looking for. I had this idea about a supersonic drone, right? We know about drones, but what about a supersonic drone, right? And so this is a typical design. This is the design that I ask it to give me back. Okay, create me a supersonic drone. And this might be my design that I might carry forward if I'm in that type of business, right? We have a somewhat of a backyard in our at our house that we live at. I didn't tell you guys where I live. I live in Florida, all right? So I live in a warm climate. I live close to water. I like to fish. I like to do things like that. But one of the things we were able to do was generate a design for a deck, a backyard deck. All right. And so right now I have on the refrigerator, I have a design for that deck. Now I need to find the developer and the person who can actually take that and produce the final physical version of that deck. Okay. So these are the potentials that you have, generating new ideas, being able to come up with product design and product development. Another thing that I've produced, and you might see this now. You see this. I've created it. It's not a Bitcoin, right? But this is what we call a token, right? So at some point, if you want to utilize the GPT that I have on my website, or if you want to use, there's about 117 different AI generated forms that's on my website. You can buy tokens that will allow you to utilize that AI that's on my website. Now, the reason why the reason why you have to buy those tokens is that I can't have someone coming on the website and spending hours, because every time you generate something, it costs money, right? And so, in order to get more time, right, you can buy tokens, which means you have more time to be able to play with your different ideas. Again, there's about 117 different forms that I've identified that you can use for different purposes. And one of those forms I'm going to show you in an example here in just a moment. So we see here that it simulates various supply chain scenarios to identify bottlenecks. We can suggest optimal solutions for improved efficiency. It helps us, it reduces our operational costs and results in improved delivery times. Now, people say we're going to be replaced by AI. You probably heard that statement before. You probably even heard the answer to what I'm going to say here in just a moment. And I'll say it this way. You're not going to be replaced. I mean, you're not going to be replaced by AI. You personally, you're in your job. What you're going to be replaced by is you're going to be replaced by someone who knows AI. All right. That's what's going to replace you. Not AI.
Good.
But the person that knows AI is going to replace you. Okay. So you can't afford not to know AI. I see a comment there. You said something there. Okay. So Sarah, you had a comment? Or you just responded? Sarah?
Yeah, I just want to
Yes,
share.
I said I want to say
Yes.
I'm thinking about ask this question. Thank you for your answer.
Okay. All right.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
If you can give you like 2 minutes, I would just like to share you like a use case that
I think it will reshape the business and it's going to enhance.
Okay.
that
Okay.
AI was really useful for me, and it was just a lifesaver. We in the company I work with, we have like a legacy system, and
Okay.
in this legacy system, there was like a store procedure, a small system that developed in C# that was long time ago developed, and it's working for the last 15 years. No one touched
Yes.
it, and
Yes.
now we want to upgrade the system. The
Yes.
code is just like a spaghetti code. The developer is no more alive or no more there in the company.
Yes.
So what I did, I copied. So they want this in like 5 days because they don't have time. They have to do a lot of modification, and there is no requirement in that.
Okay.
So I want to analyze the code, but I'm
gonna have to ask you to go fast on this because there's other things I need to cover.
Oh, yeah.
I appreciate
so
it. Go ahead.
I just copied the code into the AI and asked the AI, give me the columns, give me the tables, give me the ERD diagram in Mermaid. I copied the Mermaid code into draw.ai and got the documentation, give me the technical specs, all this. And it was awesome. Like one day and almost I'm finished. And then I have the
Yep.
other 2 or 3 days to do a lot of other stuff.
Yes, 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 yes. And that's the type of thing that you do want to do. And I'll show you some examples there. So we got areas. So we got the area of being able to, you can take code, you can have it to analyze the code, you can have it to spot problems. Let's say you're a programmer or developer. We've done that. We've been doing that. We did that with our AI. We did that in our, I think we did that in our coffee break. We had a weekly coffee break, which I'm going to encourage you all to sign up for. I have a weekly coffee break that comes up on a Friday, and we talk about different topics, and you can talk about that. So specific areas for AI integration. That was an excellent example, and I really appreciate that. I just didn't want to spend too much time on that one, but thank you for sharing that. Is that, how do I pronounce your name? Hantush?
Yes, Hantush or Hisham.
Excellent example. For advanced BAs, you definitely want to be able to do that. You want to be able to do exactly what he said. And because that's going to help you, that's going to make you look great in your company, because you're able to do things that perhaps someone else didn't know how to do, or maybe had no clue of doing. And so those are things you do. We use it to develop Python code. You can take the Python code and convert it into C#, or you can convert it into any other language, right? And give that to the developers. So you don't have to be a developer to be able to do some of these things. If you're a good BA, though, you can learn how to do it, and that's what Hantus did. He's a good BA, and he knew how to do that, and he was able to solve a problem that could have been a challenge for his organization. I hope you got a raise for that. I hope you got extra money and some type of recognition for that, Hantus.
All I got is peace of mind, bro.
Peace of mind. That's good. All right. So we can conduct thorough analysis of existing workflows. This is the area that I think is going to be very valuable. Is that a lot of times we see things that are in picture format, and then we need to be able to take this and be able to put it into text format, or maybe even put it into something where we generate the code for this particular process. So we can go from picture to code. We can go from code to picture, right? And we can do those things with generative AI. And we can look at maybe asking it to find places where there's inefficiencies in our process, to look for ways to solve problems. So it's a problem solver. Okay. Maybe we need to build an infrastructure, right? So we can invest in a robust data management system. We can secure high performance computing resources. We can implement those advanced AI models. And we can do collaboration with the AI experts and data scientists for accurate model training and fine tuning. Now, to get into the model training and fine tuning, it does require that you get into more of the science of AI as opposed to just the actual using of AI, because you want to be able to train that model. And what we have had to do in the past is that I had an idea of what I wanted to do. I didn't exactly know which AI model that I was going to use. So I had to go to a data scientist to be able to give me the information that I need. Now you can use AI to help you to determine what model and what algorithm might be used to train your particular model that you're dealing with. Okay. All right. So that may be a little vague, but I want to clarify it a little bit more. So what we see then with AI is that by getting involved in AI, companies, organizations, even yourself, you're investing in your talent development. Okay. Your talent development. And so what it's saying here is that there's going to be a talent gap, right? 54% of the companies are reporting the lack of skilled talent as a significant barrier to AI adoption, according to PricewaterhouseCoopers. So there's a gap in people who know and understand and know how to do AI. The thing that I really like about AI that I think is valuable is that it will foster a culture of continuous learning. Okay. You should always be constantly learning new things, learning about your business, right? Getting a better understanding of your business or whatever you're involved in. And AI can help you with that. Provide you with the technical training. Companies around the world will be providing you with technical training and address apprehension of resistance. So you might find, what this saying is that you might find in some organizations, they may resist the change, but just like anything else, people resisted the internet at one point. People resisted the smartphone and the touchless phone. People resisted that for a long time, But it was there. It was proven that the productivity increases, your efficiency increase. It's a tool. AI is just a tool. It's not magic. It's not strange. It's just a tool, and it's a tool that's going to help you to produce and get better results quicker within your organization. And personally, it's going to help you to learn and be able to apply certain things to your organization fairly quickly, as well as your own uh, personal development. So change management, what we need to see is that people, if you're in charge of people, you need to get your people educated and employees about AI benefits. What's the benefit of AI, right? Train employees to work alongside of AI technologies. It's almost as if right now we don't have a choice because everything is going with AI. You look at Microsoft Copilot, just about every application that you have out there has already started to integrate AI into that application. And then the last thing I want to say here is that ensure clear communication and involve employees in the AI. Companies companies, if you're in charge of people, you need to get your employees, you need to get those people that are working for you involved in AI and adoption of this process. I have a little example here. I need to stop sharing, and then I'm going to just play this little text for you. I'll play this. This is something that I generated as well. But I always, when I do something with audio, I have to make sure that the audio is on, and it's going to automatically mute my mic. But I just want to talk about change management, and I will generate that, and you'll see that. Okay.
English. At Bridges Consulting, we decided to educate our employees on the benefits of AI. We organized a fun workshop where everyone learned how AI can optimize resources, predict project outcomes, and automate tasks. By the end of the session, our team was excited and ready to embrace AI, knowing it would make their work more efficient and enjoyable. Arabic. في شركة بريدجز للاستشارات، قررنا تثقيف موظفينا حول فوائد الذكاء الاصطناعي. نظمنا ورشة عمل ممتعة، حيث تعلم الجميع كيف يمكن للذكاء الاصطناعي تحسين استخدام الموارد والتنبؤ بنتائج المشاريع وأتمتة المهام. بنهاية الجلسة، كان فريقنا متحمساً ومستعداً لتبني الذكاء الاصطناعي، مدركين أنه سيجعل عملهم أكثر كفاءة ومتعة.
Okay, that sound okay in Arabic? Did it translate properly?
Yeah, it's a little bit like more polite than usual, but it's okay.
It's okay. Okay. The reason why I have it come in English first, because when it translates, I want to know what it's saying. So, so, but you're the guys that can tell me whether it translated properly. So,
Some point.
Yeah, it's a little bit, but it's
pardon?
perfect.
Okay. All right. All right.
I
All
think
right.
I think there is a little bit mistakes in Arabic abbreviation.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes I think
Okay.
little bit, not too more.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So we have to
Okay.
train. We have to train it to be able to be more efficient, and we can do that.
Mm.
If we
Yes.
control it, we can train it to be more efficient in the. You said in some of the abbreviations, right? It's not
Mm.
pronouncing abbreviations properly.
Okay.
Yep. All right. All right. So let me go on to the
Pronunciation
next.
was good, but the word itself, it's different. Like, you can replace a word by like a more, educate word for the same position. It gives a
The
general meaning.
terminologies in Arabic.
What was that comment?
The terminologies in Arabic, business language in Arabic is different. So
Oh,
we might need to train the model to say specific words other than what the AI just said.
okay. Okay. And I think I got some ideas on how to do that, but you're going to have a data set that's going to translate that. So anyway, so we get to some
Thank you.
things there. So okay, thank you guys. All right, so the next thing I'm going to share with you, and let me just share this with you. Let's stop sharing and now share this with you. Thank you for your feedback. I appreciate that. Um, Go here and continuous monitoring and evaluation. So when you're doing and you're developing a model, you want to set up maybe some key performance indicators, some KPIs to measure the impact of that AI on your business and the outcome. And then you have to make some necessary adjustments based on feedback and performance data. All right. And then conduct regular audits and updates to AI models to maintain accuracy and the relevance. Okay. One of the things that's happening with the model that you guys saw, the BAGPT that you guys use for that I asked you to use on my site, is that as you're using it and giving feedback, the model is actually learning from your feedback. Okay. And so it's actually being trained as you do that. So if you want to help me train that model, right, do things on that model, and it's learning. Okay. It's based on what we call a pine cone database, which is a vector database, which is probably a little bit more advanced than what we want to get involved with. But I'm uploading new information out there, valuable information to train the model, and it's being trained regularly. All right. And so if you want to, as an organization, get involved in AI, you need to adopt a proactive and iterative approach. That means you want to have in your organization, you want to have regular updates on your strategies to maximize the AI benefits. Look at it this way. You're not going to, we can avoid it. We can say it's a hype. We can say that it's going to go away. Yeah, it might go away, but there's going to be additional things that come along after that. So you want to be proactive, and you want to also be continuous in your improving of how you integrate AI into your overall process. All right. So here's what I think Ennis was getting to, at least at some respect, and that is I've given you some examples. Sometimes you don't know exactly how to ask the proper question, and so there's lots of here's some examples. You might ask, what are the key performance indicators we should track for our new product launch? Okay, can you analyze the customer feedback from our latest survey and identify common themes? What are the potential risk and mitigation strategies for entering a new market? Provide a competitive analysis of our top three competitions in the industry. How can we optimize our supply chain to reduce costs and improve efficiency? Now, these are general questions, but this is the way I would do it. This is the way I do it. Okay. Let's say I have an example or a scenario or a use case or maybe even a user story. Okay. And I'm going to define it, right? A use case, I'm going to define it. It's going to have a problem statement. So whatever that thing that I'm dealing with, right? It could be a case study. Let's say a case study. I upload my case study to the GPT, right? And I might have a 10-page document in PDF format. Okay. I take the 10-page document, I upload it into GPT, and then I start asking these types of questions that you see here. So now it's more specific to that particular document. It's not generic. Okay. And so these are the types of things you can do. I don't know if I'm going to have time to show you that example, but you can upload a document. It's going to read that document. You can say, summarize the document. You can say, give me the high points. You can say, give me the conclusions. You can start to query that document so that now you become more educated. You ever had a big project that you're working on and someone gave you a 10 or 20 page document and they say, okay, go read it. And you have to determine what the problem is and try to describe what that document is all about. Well, use the AI to help you with that. Okay, and you can do that with the tools that I'm showing you here. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely. One very simple
Okay.
use case is that I have a document to study. I have an exam. So I just upload the document and tell him, hey, AI, please read loud for me from page 190 to page 230.
Yes.
It will read while I'm driving, and it's so good in
Yes.
that.
Yes. So I'm going to share this with you, and we'll look at the prompts here, and I want to share the prompt.
English 1. What are the key performance indicators, KPIs, we should track for our new product launch? Can you analyze the customer feedback from our latest survey and identify common themes? What are the potential risks and mitigation strategies for entering a new market? 4. Provide a competitive analysis. English 1. What are the key performance indicators, KPIs, we should track for our new product launch? Hi, George. Can you
Great
analyze the
question.
customer
For a new
feedback from our
product
latest
launch.
tracking the right KPIs is crucial to ensure success and make data-driven decisions. Here are some key KPIs you might consider. 1. Sales metrics. Revenue. Total sales generated from the new product. Units sold, number of units sold within a specific period. Average order value, AOV, average amount spent by customers per order. 2. Marketing metrics, customer acquisition cost, CAC, the cost to acquire a new customer. Return on marketing investment, ROMI, revenue generated from marketing efforts relative to the cost. Conversion rate, percentage of visitors who take a desired action, e.g., making a purchase. 3. Customer engagement metrics, website traffic, number of visitors to your product's landing page. Click-through rate, CTR, percentage of people who click on your ads or email links. Social media engagement, likes.
So what I did with that example was I asked it for different types of KPIs, and it gave me a whole list of KPIs. I'm not going to go through all of those KPIs. We don't necessarily want to go through each one of those, but I did the similar thing. I both had it in English as well as Arabic, and got the answers back on that. Okay, so I just wanted to share with you all that. If you need to generate KPIs, you don't know what KPIs you need to have, you can ask for the different KPIs that might be relevant to what it is you're doing there. Okay, that's not a. Let me stop that. Hold on. Okay, let me go back. Okay. All right. So here in I'm not going to have you to do this because I noticed that when I did the breakout session, everybody did not participate in the breakout. Maybe because of technical difficulties, or maybe because my instructions were not clear. I know that there were some that were participating. So here's what I want to share with you, and that is you can upload a UIX design, and then you get some descriptive specs about that design, and then query the design with some specific questions. And so you have to be able to have a way of being able to get that document into your AI, and then be able to query that document. All right, so let's
Very
pause
useful
here.
in screenshots, by the way.
Pardon me.
Very useful in screenshots for user interface or
Yeah, yes.
documentation.
Yes. Very useful for user interface, and I think that's a valuable thing here. So what I like to do is I need to set something up. So if you guys would give me about, well, let's take about a 5-minute break, because I know we've been at it for about a little over an hour. So if you would please, let's do about 5 minutes. We'll come back. Go ahead and mute yourself. I'm just going to set it up so I can give you this demo, and then we'll close it out from the demo. Okay. So give me about
Okay.
5 minutes for a break. Take a break. See you back here in about 5 minutes. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you.
الزول ده مشى ولا حاصل شنو ما فاهم.
لا هو قال 5 دقايق شايف نديه 5 دقايق.
بس تمام.
Okay, everyone, I'm back. I'm back, everyone. Okay. All right. I want to share with you all, and this is somewhat of a demo, but I want to share with you all and give a little demo of what we can do with AI. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a design that was created for a exam simulator, and this design was actually done in it was actually done in PowerPoint, but I converted it to a PDF. But I want to just share with you. I'll just show you the design real quickly, and then we'll walk through this example here. So this is a demo. This is a demo of what we can do with one of the things we can do with the AI. So you can see here. This is a design. Um, one of my students in one of my classes created this design for me. And so what we see is that, let's say for instance you wanted to create an application or app that will allow you to be learn how to take the exam, the CBAP exam, right? Certified Business Analysis exam. Okay. This one actually was a CBDA exam. So this is the main screen here: Explore, login, sign up. And then you have Explore apps. You got sample concepts, subscription, sample questions, and free trial. Okay. So this is the mock-up screen. This is UIX for this particular application. And then you got your step one. You enter your email, and this is what the screen might look like if after the developers have used it and set it up. So you got that. You got step one. Step two, you want to enter your subscription details. So just think of yourself signing up for this exam simulator. Okay. So these are the screens. This is the input that you want your end users to be able to put into the data into that database or into that application. And then you got some you got some prices for, you got a free trial, you got a 30-day, you got a 60-day, you got a 90-day. We didn't put the prices in there. And then if a person wanted to have promotion code, they could put the promotion code in there. All right. Then we got the pay for the subscription. We got the payment information that's on the screen that's shown here. Okay. So you can see that on the screen. After the payment information, you have a login. The person, once they've signed up, they can log in. They can sign in by their IIBA account, or they can Bridges Consulting or Google. They can log in using a password. They log in, or they can renew their subscription. Maybe they forgot their password, so we covered that. Okay, maybe this is another screen for forgot password, right? And then there's an admin page for someone on the back end. There's a profile page or profile information that the user might share. There's a change phone number. Okay, this is the app. So this is the app that was actually out there, or this is a design for the app. This is what I want to share with you. Okay, so we got that. We created that. Now, once we created that, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to take it. We're going to use. We're going to run that through. We're going to run that through the BA GPT. So let me go ahead and bring that up, and I might have to change what I share here in just a moment. Okay, I am going to have to change my share. So let me change the share. All right, let me change the share here because you're not seeing that screen. I will change the share, stop sharing, and then I'll share again. All right, so I want to share with you that screen. All right, so I'm going to the actual site itself. All right, so everybody see my site? Please give me a verbal if you can see my site. Someone let me know if you
Yes,
can see
it's
the site.
visible.
Yes, we can see.
Okay. All right. So what I want to do here is upload the file, and hopefully it's going to do this for me. I don't see that. I don't see that thing that will allow me to do that. Oh yeah, it's there. It's there. All right. So it's actually not that clear, but I'm going to upload what I just showed you. Okay. I'm going to upload that, and I got it here in my download. All right. And let's see. Do I have it on the download? No, I don't have it on the download. I got it on the BCI. Let's see. I thought it was under download. Just a moment. It should be under. Maybe it's just not picking it up there. All right, my point on this, if I can find it, and I don't see it here, is I was going to upload that and then start to ask questions about that particular thing that I just uploaded. Okay, exam simulation traction exam. All right, so let me just continue to look for that. I thought I had saved it, and I want to upload. Oh, there's CBD exam simulation. Okay. I think because of the file format, it's not allowing me to pick up that file. It should be able to pick up a file directly from there. Okay, but it's not allowing me to pick up that file right now. So I'm not going to spend too much time on that. But what I wanted to do was to go in and pick that up and then start asking questions about that particular thing, that particular UIX, get some descriptive specs, query the design with the specs. And let me just, I'm going
Can
to
you
take
drag
one.
and drop it?
Hmm?
Can you drag the file and drop it here?
Pardon me?
Can you drag and drop the file here?
Yeah, that might be the case, but I want to make sure that that file, let me make sure that file is actually there under where I'm looking at. So yeah, you might be right on that. All right, let me go ahead. So I got the design here. Let's see if if it drags and drops. You're right. I can drag and drop there. Let's see. Okay. What happened on that? I don't know if it actually picked it up or not. Let me go back to here. Okay. I dragged and dropped it, but it it didn't come
didn't like
out.
it?
It did like. All right. That's what happens when you try to do examples there. So
Yeah, it happened.
uh yeah, so the point on that one is that I can start to query this, and I've done this before. This application right now is probably just not tuned quite fine tuned for that. So I apologize. Let me just try it one more time. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time maybe trying to figure it out. All right. So if I bring this up, okay, I got to go back into my GPT. I'm going to go back to here. Okay, so I go back to here. And let's see, AI forums, type of message here. Okay, let me just pull this over. Just a quick moment. I'm going to figure this out. If not, we'll drop it and come back. Okay, for some reason, the file types here, it says input, type a message or input the file. So I type the message, I do that. Notice that it brings up these, it brings up a dialogue, but I don't see the, I don't see the I
They're
don't
not
see the
sitting in
one that I
speaker
should upload it.
video.
Yeah, I know. Hold on just a minute. I'm just looking for the actual thing itself. I might bring something else in and see if it will actually pick that up, because it's not picking that one up. Let me go down to BCI. I'll just pull in another picture and see what happens with that. So I'm going to bring in this one and open that up. All right. So I just brought in something else. I just brought in a actual diagram. I brought in the diagram of the simulation model for the business, and then just let me to I'm going to ask it questions. I'm going to say, tell me about this process, and then I'm going to hit this. So it actually picked that up, and now let's see what happens when I hit this. So there's the model, there's a picture, and I ask it to tell me about this process. Okay, it didn't like the image. Okay, it came back with invalid. Okay, let me try one more. One more. Okay, it didn't like that image. So it's actually based on the image type, and that image type is a PNG. So they didn't like that PNG file. Let me just try one more. All right. We're having some problems with this one. It's not giving me what I want. I'm going to do one more thing. So when I get started on this, it's kind of hard for me to stop it. So let me just see there. Nope. Okay. All right. So I'm going to punt on this one. I'm going to stop on this one. But the point is that we can create a file, and then from that file, we can actually ask questions about it. This demo is not actually doing what I needed for it to do at this point. But I've done this before, and I've actually had it to work for before, but right now it's not cooperating. So I apologize for that. I just have to go back and refine that example. I'm going to go back to my presentation. I'll bring up where I left off at as far as the presentation is concerned, and let's go back into the content and material here. Okay.
Did you try it on Saturday, man? Maybe it
Pardon me?
doesn't work. Maybe it doesn't work on the weekend.
Thank you for that. It's it, it's
Nice
actually
job.
it's smarter than me then.
Hey, it's
Doesn't work.
weekend. I wanna get some rest. Get away.
Okay. All right. All right. So the let's go back to where we are here. So I think I'm sharing the screen with you. Hopefully I'm sharing the screen with you. It doesn't work on the weekend. I like that. All right. If the training data contains biases, and there's some things we have to be concerned about. Let's go back, make sure I covered everything. Um, so this is a mobile phone store, and the same thing. I could upload a phone store case study and then ask for the problem statement, the mission and vision statement, the business requirements, the user stories, functional and non-functional requirements. I may even do something like that in just a moment, but I just want to get through this and make sure instead of using a data set like I was showing you earlier, I might just ask it some additional questions later on. Okay. So here, so as far as the potentials are concerned, generative AI holds significant promises for a lot of applications, which a lot of you are saying that you've already experienced that. But there's going to be some challenges and ethical considerations that you need to be concerned about when you're using generative AI. And one of the challenges and ethical considerations is data privacy and security. Okay. And also the financial implications. It's not inexpensive to do some of the things we're talking about because it takes a lot of computing power, and that might require a lot of finances in order to do that, in order to train your model. Okay. Another significant challenge is the potential for bias in the AI generated output. And AI is a computer, and people program computers, so people can program their own biases in that computer or in that app in that AI. And so we have to be careful when we're using tools like Chat GPT or some of the other tools, is we have to be careful to be able to make sure that we filter out the biases, or at least determine if there's biases and where the biases are. Now, if we're controlling the model, if we're actually building the model, then we don't want to build in our own biases, right? But we need to make sure that whatever we're using is not biased towards certain things, right? Culture or language or whatever. We need to understand that. And so this, in some cases, it might lead to unfair or discriminatory outcomes, particularly in the areas such as hiring or lending and law enforcement. And so, as a professional, you want to be able to understand if there are any types of biases in the output or applications that you're working with. Okay. Managing the societal impacts of generative AI. A growing concern about job displacement and the future of work. I mentioned that earlier. Sarah mentioned that was a question that she had. Right? AI is not going to replace you. People who know AI might, but not AI. Need for business to adopt a responsible approach to AI adoption. So companies need to determine how they're going to use it. There are companies who are really staying away from it, and they don't want their employees to touch it because they're not sure. They don't know how to control it. And so they're being very careful, especially I work with a company in New York, the New York State, right? And they don't allow their employees to use AI, at least on the job. Now you can use it personally and privately on your own computer at home or wherever you are, but not in the company itself or not in the state itself. People need to be skilled and reskilled and upskilled on AI and how AI is going to impact them on their jobs. There's going to be new job creation, new job opportunities that's going to leverage the human creativity and critical thinking. I like to think of AI as being a collaboration, right? It's a collaboration between the SMEs, the business, and the data and the AI itself. There's a collaboration. Just like if you're working on a project, you have to collaborate with your project manager, you have to collaborate with the engineers, you have to collaborate with the human resource people. So AI is just another tool that you're adding in there that you're going to use for collaboration purposes. So we can see that AI can be used for collaboration. We see that AI can be used for uh, new product ideas, creating new things, problem solving. We can use AI for all of that, and that's what we're seeing. Okay, and we're using it. So generative AI holds immense potential for business analysis or business analysts. As far as business analysts are concerned, it offers innovative solutions to complex problems and drives business growth. Um, you can explore key applications can unlock new opportunities. And then strategic integration into workflows is essential for maximizing the benefits in AI, right? Some of the ethical considerations as far as AI is concerned is that it must be taken into account. We can't not look at ethical considerations. Business can harness the power of generative AI to stay competitive in a digital age. Balancing our technological advancements with ethical responsibility is essential, and assuring that AI serves as a force for good in society. And okay, okay. So I had another um, uh, presentation part on that, but I'm going to go past that. Um, okay, so let's go past that. So here are some discussion questions, and I'd like for you all to consider these questions. And I'm going to give you another example. We still have more time. How can business analysts effectively address the challenges of data privacy, potential biases, and ethical consideration when integrating generative AI into their workflows? Okay, so this is a question, and you could go ahead you can go ahead and give me some feedback verbally, or you can put it in chat. But I want to get some feedback on this question. How can the business analyst effectively address the challenges of data privacy, potential biases, and ethical considerations when integrating generative AI into their workflows? Okay, so somebody give me some feedback. What do you think about this question? Give me some feedback on this, please.
It's a very valid concern, actually. All this kind of the especially the bias, because the
Mhm.
bias is based the output of the AI is based on whatever. So garbage in is garbage out. This is the old gold rule of any data transactions.
Yes,
Yeah, so uh, I think you have to analyze whatever is produced from this AI. You have to analyze it, read it, and kind of critical it. Okay,
yes, yes.
and then yeah, before you're using it out.
Right.
For the data privacy, whenever I'm uploading like any document related to my work environment, I try
Mhm.
to remove all the sensitive stuff and keep it
Mhm.
only generalized.
Mhm.
Even I remove the header and all
Mhm.
this, keep it
Mhm.
more of a text so that
Yes.
I can, yeah. And
Yes.
yeah,
Okay.
ethical,
Anybody?
ethical consideration is I can think of ethical consideration is like pilgrimage, for example, like copying data that is copying data that is not yours. Yeah, this
Yes.
can be ethical. Yeah.
Yes. 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 Yep.
Hello?
Yeah. That's good. Anything else? I see some
Okay,
other
Hi,
comments in chat. Go ahead.
Mr. George.
hi,
Yes.
George.
Go ahead. Who? We got one person at a time. Go ahead. Yes. Go ahead.
Okay, I'll go ahead then. How do you implement responsible AI? Those ideas you showed us, how did you manage that in your work?
How did I what now?
Responsible AI ethics, how is it applied? What model did you use for formula? Are you doing it, even the implementation, is it through the ChatGPT APIs or is it the Google Cloud?
I'm not
Can
using
you
any
give
of.
us
I, I'm not using any of those. What I did was you have the ability to be able to create your own model and data set, and you train it based on that. But you have to know how to do that. Chat GPT is just one type of generative AI. Claude is another type of AI, and it's been trained on their data set. So when you know how to do it, then you can actually control what information that model is being built on. And so that's how you want to be able to do it. And so, but you're going to have to put in rules. You're going to have to put in policies and procedures that's going to make sure that what you're training now, you're training it based on your policies and procedures, but you need to, that needs to be understood and documented. Okay, so I saw someone. Let's see, you're there now. That's his Firdaus Chadley. Could you go ahead? Go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
I guess the most important step is to make sure that we are compliant with regulations. So
Yes.
starting from there,
Yes.
and also using encrypted, of course, data, because
Exactly.
the
Yes.
data privacy is like it's a contract, so it's mandatory to make sure that the data is not used by anyone inside or
Yes.
outside the company, and also having like regular audits and making sure that the data used is let's say conform. So yeah, I
Yes.
guess this is the first step.
Yes, 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 yes. Those are very, very important things. And so if you have policies and procedures and guidelines, now remember what I just said. You got to remember this. This is important. When you're using ChatGPT, you're using Claude, you're using Copilot, you're using something that someone else built. What I'm saying, what I'm trying to emphasize here is that you need to get beyond that. You need to know how to create your own AI bot. And then you upload, because you can upload your policies and procedures. You can upload your guidelines. You're actually training that model. But if you're using someone else's model, then based on what was just said, is that you need to test it, right? You need to test it and run audits on it to determine, maybe you have test questions that will help determine the biases, and you want to look for that. And that's true for any type of computer application. Is that you generate a question to test it to see how it responds, and then if you start to see biases, then you need to make note of that, and perhaps that's something that needs to be modified. Now you can't control what ChatGPT does. You can't control what Copilot is doing, but if it's your own data set, you can modify it. And that's what I've been doing with what I've been sharing you so far. I've actually been able to find something that will, and I was looking for it, but you can do it. And if you go to I think there's a paid version of ChatGPT, where if you pay for it, it's not the premium, it's the version beyond that. It's called Teams, I think. But in that, you can actually bring in your own data and your own proprietary information. There's also on Copilot under Microsoft. Microsoft takes a little bit stronger approach to your privacy and your data, and so you can start to build and train models under Copilot, but you're going to have to get a paid version of that to be able to do that, to be able to control that. But that's training that we can't do in this environment right now because of what we're doing. So I think that you guys have given me some good feedback. Um, Here's another question that I want to ask you, and then I'm going to show you a real quick example. How can the use of synthetic data generated by generative AI improve the robustness and accuracy of predictive models, particularly in scenarios where the data is scarce or expensive to obtain? Anybody got any comments on that? How can the use of synthetic data generated by generative AI improve the robustness and accuracy of predictive models, particularly in the scenario where data is scarce or inexpensive or expensive to obtain? Anybody have any comments on that one? No comments on that? All right. I'll give you something. All right. So I was looking at one of the things I've been doing since working with AI is trying to predict the prices of houses for the area that I'm in. All right. And so I went out and collected the data from the different houses that are in the market here. Okay. So I only got a certain sample set. What I want to be able to do is to grow that sample size so that I can grow the sample size to be more predictive. So I can start to use and train maybe a model to generate different scenarios that will help me then to try to predict and forecast certain, in this case, housing prices. Okay, so with the generative AI, I train the model. I use GPT. I train the model to be able to predict the housing prices for this area, but let's say I go to another area and I want to be able to see if that same model will work in that other area. Now, there's one thing, is a friend of mine who's an engineer. He basically said this to me, and I think I mentioned this in the last presentation. He said we believe and we think that we have to have a lot of data sometimes to be able to build these AI models. And what he's telling me, he's been involved in neural networks for a long time. He says sometimes if you just have a good sample set, if you have a good sample size, you may be able to get a good model and train the data on that model, even though you don't have a large sample size. I remember when coming up in statistics, we learned in statistics that you had to have a minimum of 25 samples in order to have a good set, to do some predictions. But we see that that's not necessarily the case using generative AI. And I mentioned to you all earlier is that I use AI to help to create let's say I want to see how my application will work with 20,000 users, right? So I can do what we call fake data and create a fake database with 20,000 different samples of data with unique names, addresses, telephone numbers, and then come back and run that model to see how well, not model, but run the application to see if the application can actually, how well it will do. So that case, I may not have real data, but I can generate sample data to test my database. Okay. And so that's out there and that's available to you. And that's something that I have done. So I was going to do this one, be creative and generate a business model, create a development plan, devise a marketing plan, and social media plan. So you can use your models to do certain things like generate business models, create a development plan. You can do that with the BAGPT now, right? You can create a business, you can create a business model, you can create a development plan, you can devise a marketing plan and social media plan, and you can generate a journey map for your customers. And I'm going to close out as we close out here. I'll have one more demo, but I want to show you this. So we got some workshops coming up. We actually did the workshop, or we will be doing another workshop. Um, this is more time. It's not, this will be a 3-day session, not a 2-hour session, right? So I'm gonna offer that sometime here in the future. Is a AI workshop that's going to be over 3 days. Another one is if you are uh, and this is one I would encourage some of you. Let's say you want to get certified, maybe in business analysis or project management. We do offer business analysis and project management training. There's a business analysis certification. If you need business analysis certification training, we offer that. If you need a virtual project manager, someone who can come onto your project virtually and help you do project management, we can do that. If you need a virtual business analyst, we can come on and we can help you as a virtual business analyst. All right, so we have that, and I'm going to go to the website here, and I'll share the website with you in just a moment here. And I want to show you another example before we close out, and we get some final questions here. But I want to go back to the website, the generative AI model. I'm going to go back here, and let me just make sure I share the screen with you all. Okay. And one of the things when you're using my site, if the bot comes up and it asks you a question, no, it's got an automatic bot in there. If you go into the site and the automatic bot comes in, if you put in your name and your email address, that will give me the opportunity to be able to let you know when we have additional things that we're doing, and I can put you on our mailing list to get additional things. Or if you want me to contact you in regards to maybe an application or something that you're working on, let me just share the screen with you, and I'll give you another example here. I want to close out with another example or two. So I'm going to go here, and let's see. I'm going to go here, and let's see, where do I want to go? There. All right. Okay, so everybody see this one here? You see my screen? You see my screen there?
Yes, it's clear.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to, I may have to put it in, share the content. So someone give me a scenario. Let's say, give me a scenario that you want to ask a question about. Just give me anything along the BA line. Just give me something and I'll put it in here. Come up with
What is the best tool for project managers? Best AI tools for project managers?
what's the best best
I
A tool
project managers.
For project managers. I think I got that right. Okay, so I'm going to generate it, then I'm going to come back and I'm going to let it play. So what's the best AI tool for project managers? So we're going to go ahead and do that. And I need to come back and reshare it with you so you can hear the answer. But let it generate the answer, and then I'll come back and I'll play it for you. But I have to stop sharing and then bring it back. And then I will show you another example on how you can test yourself if you're preparing to take the PMP exam, and show you what the exam simulator looks like now. So it's generating an answer now. Once it comes back, okay. Okay, now I'm going to share this with you, but I need to stop share and put the audio on so you can hear it. Let's go back. Let me share again here. So let me share with the audio on, and you'll be able to hear it. All right. All right, where is that answer at? There. So let's go there. All right, so here we go. All right, let's go.
It's not audible. We can't hear nothing.
Can't? Oh, okay. Let me stop sharing. I'll do it one more time. Okay, let me know if you can hear it again. If you can't, let me know. There we go. Hold on. Let's see. No, that's not right. Okay, so I have to share. All right, I'm going to try sharing again. And let's see if I do the audio. Let's go to Windows and do here. And it's not allowing me to share audio, share a tab or screen instead. Okay, I see why it's not doing it. Just a moment. Just a moment. We'll get it right.
We need an AI for that.
No. We don't need an AI. We just need to get the right one set up, and we'll have it set up here. Just a moment. We'll have that fixed for you in just a minute. Let's see. Where's the screen at? Okay, so it's asking to share a screen, and I'm going to do
It's
that.
probably browser settings.
Yeah, it is a browser setting. So I just need to go to the right browser, and on that browser, just make sure I pick that one up. But it definitely will get it back. Okay, so we got here, come here, and when we do the share, okay, so it's actually okay. I got it. Take that out. Okay, we're gonna get it right here. Bear with me just a moment. Clear. Okay, we do the PMP there, and then we're going to stop. Okay, I'm going to take that out. There we go. We're going to take that out for sure. Okay, then on the browser, let me just open up the browser, and then I'll just move the browser over here, and we'll bring the browser here, and then after we do the browser there, okay, I love this stuff. All right, here we go. And then we come back here, and then we're going to do a share. Now it's on a browser, it's a tab, and then I can do the volume. There we go. There we go. There we go.
Specifically designed for project managers, BayGT can help you with planning, scheduling, risk management, and communication. It's also a great resource for preparing for the PMP exam. 2. Monday.com. This platform uses AI to automate workflows, track project progress, and provide insights through advanced analytics. It's highly customizable and integrates well with other tools. 3. Asana. Asana's AI features help in task automation, workload management, and predictive analytics to foresee potential project risks and delays. 4. Trello. Trello's Butler automation tool uses AI to automate repetitive tasks, set up rules, and create custom buttons to streamline your workflow. 5. Rike. Rike's AI capabilities include task prioritization, workload balancing, and predictive analytics to help you manage projects more efficiently. 6. Jira. Known for its robust project management features, Jira also incorporates AI to automate tasks, predict project timelines, and provide actionable insights. 7. Smartsheet. Smartsheet uses AI to automate workflows, manage resources, and provide real-time analytics to keep your projects on track. 8. ClickUp. ClickUp's AI features include task automation, time tracking, and predictive analytics to help you manage projects more effectively. 9. Microsoft Project with Power BI. This combination leverages AI to provide advanced analytics, automate reporting, and offer predictive insights to help you manage projects better. 10. Notion. Notion's AI capabilities help in organizing tasks, automating workflows, and providing insights through its integrated databases and templates. Each of these tools has its own strengths, so the best one for you will depend on your specific needs and the nature of your projects. Feel free to explore these options and see which one aligns best with your project management style and requirements. If you have any more questions or need further assistance, don't hesitate to ask.
Okay, so you guys got that one. Any other questions? Give me another question, and I'm going to move on to another exam, another AI for exam simulation. And anything else that you might want to ask? Don't be shy.
Can we ask something like, give me some examples for exams, for example, BABOK,
Yes.
elicitation and collaboration chapter?
Okay. Yes, I'll do. Give me 5 exam questions.
Yeah.
For elaborate.
IIBA BABOK, elicitation and
IIBA
collaboration knowledge area.
BABOK. Elicitation. Okay, let me do elicitation. I'm not spelling it right. Elicitation and collaboration area. Okay, and I'm going to say something like, give me 1 question at a time. Wait for me to answer the question.
It should be multiple choice.
Yeah.
4.
Yep. Give me answer the question and move to the next question. Okay, give me 5 exam. 5. Let me just say I'm going to modify that a little bit. 5 multiple choice.
Multiple choice, absolutely correct. Yes.
If I can, multiple choice.
Also, we can add, give me the explanation of the correct answer.
Yeah, you're trying to get real fancy, aren't you? We can do that, but let's go with this one. I'll put that in there. Give me the explanation. Yeah, there we go. An explanation of the right answer. All right, let's see what happens here. Now, what I have to do on this one is that when I click the button on this and it goes, I'm going to have to go into the next mode, which I can share with you so you can actually hear what it's going to come back with. So before I click the button on this, I'm going to share it, and then I'm going to click it. When I click the button to share it, my voice is going to stop and you're going to hear its voice. Okay, so let's go ahead and share that. I'm going to put the audio on and let's see what happens.
Sure, I'd be happy to help you with that. Let's get started with the first question. Question 1. Which of the following techniques is primarily used to gather information from stakeholders through direct interaction? A. Document analysis. B. Brainstorming. C. Interviews. D. Surveys and questionnaires. Please select the correct answer. Correct. The right answer is C. Interviews. Explanation. Interviews are a primary technique used in elicitation to gather information directly from stakeholders through one-on-one or group interactions. This method allows for in-depth exploration of stakeholder needs, preferences, and expectations. Great job. Let's move on to the next question. Question 2. Which of the following is a key activity in the Confirm Elicitation Results task? A. Conducting stakeholder analysis. B. Reviewing documented elicitation results with stakeholders. C. Developing a business case. D. Creating a project charter. Please select the correct answer.
Give him a wrong answer now. A, for example.
Hello.
Or
It looks
B.
like you might have entered just a single letter there. How can I assist you today? If you have any questions about project management, best practices, or how BayGPT can help you, feel free to ask.
Okay, so I see you have a feel for that. So it's going to go through. It should have gone through and asked for every question, and then you give the answers back. It did pause there for a minute when I put in the answer C. It didn't ask, it didn't come back correctly on that. But this is how you would go about doing that. Now let me show you. I'm going to show you one other. I won't need to change the audio on this one. I'm just going to go to another one. Now what happens is that if you go to the website, if you go to blog, and then after you go to blog, go to the one that says Optimizing Project Management Essentials BAGPT. That's the one we just did. And this one right here says Beta V1 Customizable Prep Simulator for Ultimate Success. So let's click here. You can see my screen. So let's say this is for the PMP. So if I want to generate, let's say, questions in regards to the, let's say, teams or development approach and the life cycle. So I click that, and then I tell it I want to have, let's say, 5 questions. I do 5 questions, and then I generate the questions here. Now this is not going to come back audio, but it will come back and give me 5 questions. But it's also going to give me the answers, and I can go through and I can look and I can test myself, and I can download the copy of this and then just test myself. But this is more of a manual test of your questions. But you can generate 5 questions in a particular domain. I haven't done this for the BABAC, but the same thing can be done for the BABAC, where you would test yourself in the different areas. So if you see here, you see which of the following best describes the agile development approach, and it gives you a linear sequential approach, B, C, and then it asks you all 5 questions, and then later after that, it gives you the answers to those questions. You can do that now, and you can actually use this now to do what you need to do as far as the PMP is concerned. If you want to download what you just created, you just hit download, or if you want to copy it and put it into another document, you can do that. If the answer was not good, if the answer was good, you put a thumbs up. If the answer was not good, you put a thumbs down, and that will help to train the model. So I'm going to stop here and just pause a minute. We got about 8 more minutes before we close out. I will open it up for a question and answers at this point. I think I've shown you a lot here, and I'm just going to pause. And at this point, are there any questions about anything we've covered so far? Please ask any questions you might have. So
Yes,
this is
please.
the end of my presentation. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. George.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate your time.
Yes. Good.
Well, I would like to ask about the which tool is best for project managers that you tried so far. There is Infinity, but from BMI Institute, but it requires a subscription. So my question about the free softwares we can use now, which one you can work to get project charters and do your analysis, workshops, all of that. Which one is really 100?
You asked. I think you asked 2 questions. I need to understand which question are you asking. Are you saying for the exam, or are you just saying for actually using AI?
For actual using AI.
Okay.
Work
Well,
related task.
Work related.
Tasks.
Yeah, I would say if as far as cost is concerned, go to you can do Copilot, which I haven't used, but I would say go to the paid version of ChatGPT, which is a team version. You got to have a minimum. It costs $30 per person. You got to have a minimum of 2 people, but that will allow you to build your models and train your models without having to worry about or having to just rely on the information from the Chat GPT. The other one I would say I would be biased is that utilize my BAGPT. I think that's the best one. Of course, I'm going to say that, right?
Of course,
I
of
want you
course.
Kudos
We
for
give
you.
it a try for sure.
and you can help me make it better, and you could be like an early investor, right? And we can grow this thing together. All right, that's my yeah. Okay. What else? I'm sorry, but I would say if you want to go to a robust one, I would say go to the paid version of ChatGPT, the premium, the team version, or someone really swears by one of the he's actually in one of the biggest project management consulting firms in the country, in the U.S., and he's saying that if you're going to bank on maybe uh, from an enterprise version, the best one to use, he's suggesting that you do Copilot, because for some reason Microsoft doesn't try to get into um, mining your data. Right, your data is your data. Your information is your information, and you want to be able to train those models to be able to help you. But it's going to take some. It'll take some time, because you, as a novice, if you haven't built an AI generative model, it will take some time. Now, I'm looking to try to do some courses on how to do that, but it's going to be, it'll take time to be able to train someone on how to go about doing it and training a model. All right, but I see a hand here, Zahar. You have a question, Zahar?
Yes. Hello.
Yes. Yes. Go ahead.
First, thank you very much, Mr. George.
You're
Mr.
welcome.
Bridge, actually.
Yes. No problem.
And I'd like first to, secondly, sorry, to extend my thanks and greetings for Sudan chapter. This is very unprecedented session, and we had a very nice talk. And also, I'd like to tell you, I'm very impressed by the way you used your name in your company and in your logo. This is very creatively, it's very creative.
Thank you.
So
It's
a very nice use. And I would like to make two comments, or three
Yes.
comments, and one question.
Yes.
The comments I want to say, before this session, I tried to prepare myself for this session, and I put some few questions for ChatGPT and Copilot. I asked them about I tried to prepare myself. So I asked about pros and cons, the way, and even I asked about how can I share this in this session. So it was amazing. This every time I use any tool of this AI, they just give me the creeps, because really, sometimes I think we're rapidly approaching the Yom Al Qiyamah. Somebody should translate it for you, because the
Judgment Day. Judgment Day.
Keep going. Go ahead.
Yeah. Because now the question I would like to ask is what I'm supposed to how can I prepare myself to create a tool, not to only use this the tools available already for AI. So
okay.
So what's required for any business analyst or project manager or someone who has no technical background in this type of things? What's required? Is there any session? Is there any some classes should attend? What is supposed to do? How can I prepare myself?
Well, I think what you want to do is you want to you want to have a goal. You set a goal in mind of what you want to accomplish, and then you might even ask my BAGPT, what's the best way to train yourself on how to get to that step. But I would say that you want to embrace, you want to be able to immerse yourself into areas. And here's what I like to do is I like to pick something that I'm interested in and then figure out how to use the AI tool. So you're always motivated if there's something that you really are passionate about, that you like. And then you start to do, think about what Ennis and I have just talked about. We've been doing this, and Ennis can tell you if he's still on. We've been doing this since 2020, and we've had coffee breaks. We've gone through exercises, and we've just built and built and built and built, and we continue to do that and continue to expose ourselves to that. I do have some classes, and I will be offering classes and trying to teach people on how to do this from the standpoint of it's like anything else. If you buy a car, if I give you a class on buying a car, I can teach you how to buy a car, but it's going to be a more extensive class if I have to teach you how to build a car, right? So you're talking about building it. So we got to get the foundation, and I think you need to demystify demystify this AI. And I thought about that as far as demystifying. They say that the human brain only use about maybe a small percentage of our human brain, like 2, 3, 4, 5%, if that much, right? So there's a lot more potential that we have in our brain. So we just have to know that we can learn anything, we can understand anything, and that this AI will never, ever, ever, ever replace what the human mind and what the human brain can do. It's just not. Okay, that's my belief, and I'm gonna always stick with that belief. So just be on a constant diet of trying to learn new things and trying to understand and start to do things that are interesting to you, and that's the way you want to learn. Be curious, ask questions, experiment. Don't be afraid to try something. If someone says go do chat gpt, use as much as you can. Go to Claude, just start doing things. So you learn by doing, and that's my philosophy. Learn by doing and getting involved. Okay? Any other questions? And
Yeah,
it,
thank you,
sometimes
Dennis.
it doesn't take sometimes it doesn't take a whole lot of money. I mean, sometimes you don't have to pay 10, 20, 30, $40,000 to learn this, right? You just got to have the time, the interest, and the money, and time and interest, and you can do that. Any other questions? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, go ahead.
Can I show you the experiment that I was doing
Sure.
in your website?
Sure. Yeah, you want to share it? Can you share it? Let me share
Okay,
it.
we
I'll let you
try.
share. Yeah. I just did multiple share. Yes. I hope it was good.
Yes.
Okay. 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 If the share is open, you can go ahead and share. Oh,
Yeah, I'm looking for the.
okay. I think we have some people that are actually leaving, but you go ahead and share if people are still here. Are you able to see the share?
Yeah. Is
Oh,
it
there we go.
coming?
Yes, it's coming. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Go ahead.
Uh, yeah. This is the prompt where I was posting the questions
Mm-hmm.
previously.
Mm-hmm.
So I started from here.
Mm-hmm.
Which one? By the way, the prompt is small. Can you make it bigger for us in the website? I didn't.
Let's see. Let me see if I can make it bigger on the website. Let's see. I think there's a way that we can do that on the view, side by side, swap, hide, full screen. There we go. That better?
Okay.
Yeah.
This is the first question. I gave it. Can I give you a problem statement and you create user storage for it? It said
Yes.
she said I'm going to say she for GPT because she is intelligent, so I
Yes.
want it as she. Okay.
Okay.
This is what I post. I just grabbed a system problem statement, general business statement,
Yes.
and I named it as Rehab College for
Yes.
privacy reasons.
Yes.
Okay, it is not that long. So for the user, it shows me how to tackle the project. First, you have to say to begin with user requirements and system features. These are from the text I posted here.
Yes.
Okay, this is the system features as I post, and this is the technical considerations for client server architecture.
Yes.
The second question I asked, what are the key stakeholders here?
Mm-hmm.
And it goes forward and identified the students as expected, professors, administrative staff, and like that. I'm happy with this result so far.
Okay.
And and I asked her specifically about. I want to say what is how it can discover the relationships from the text itself. But yeah.
Okay.
Here she give me a general question. I think I don't know if I missed to make the prompt itself specific or not, because
Okay.
this is what is uh, is not the
Okay.
what I expected.
Okay.
This is
Okay.
general examples, but it understands the context of the question at least.
Okay. Yes.
I moved on and I asked what are the objects in the registration system. I specified this clause so to have better results. In
Yes.
terms of,
Yes.
I rephrased the question. So
Yes.
this time it gives me a good result regarding the
Okay.
registration system. I don't
Okay.
know if he remembers the context or I should always keep the previous result. Sometimes it gives accurate results and sometimes not.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I am happy with this result too. And here I tried to remind her because in the first place she gave me more than one thing to focus on.
Yes.
So I asked her about the user requirements in the Rehab College, and she gave me for the student course registration, course catalog, like that. I am happy
Yes.
with this result too. Okay,
Yes.
and I asked if she can provide a tabular format for the above, because in creating SRS there is a specific format
Yes.
for this type of information.
Yes.
So
And let me look.
it
Can I
gave
tell
it
you
to
a
me.
secret? Yes.
Yeah, yes,
Yeah.
please go.
Go ahead. Keep going. Keep going. Sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm not happy with this tabular format, but uh, it's good.
Okay.
Then I
Yes.
asked her, can you provide me with the tabular format of the above is requirement in terms of user description basic? I specified the
Yes.
header of the tables that I want.
Okay.
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 Yeah. Giving me.
Okay. Okay.
Can you export this result into a text file? I go to the extreme. I want to say, can you export it as Word? But I just make it as text file. But
Okay.
you said the steps of doing this. It's okay
Yes.
then.
Okay. All right. Well, I think
So
you got a good.
yes,
Well, let
the
me.
last thing, which is very specific, and we can say it is part of the design in the software development. I asked about the SQL statement. This is more specific,
Yes.
and we are
Yes.
going from the requirement to the design. I
Yes.
asked her about the database
Yes.
schema,
Yes.
and she created that for me. But yeah,
Wow. Wow.
I
That's
think
excellent.
yeah,
Okay.
I
All
am
right.
happy with this result.
Okay. Let me just summarize that, because I know that was for some of you that may have been more than you might. But anyway, let me just say this: um, the areas where you experienced where it was giving you very general and not giving you specifics, that means that the model has to have additional things to be trained on. Like you went into object, and that this model that you see here has not a lot of object oriented concepts in it. But once that's trained, once that's put in there, then you're going to get better answers. The other thing that I wanted to say to you was, because you maybe needed your either your problem statement or your user story or your functional requirements or your non-functional requirements, is that you need to tell it, give it a format for which you want that answer to come back in. So if it has to be, if it's like a functional requirement, you say if the system is this, then do that, and those places where you want to give you the answers, you leave those blank, but give it a format that you want to, because sometimes in standards there's formats for those standards, right? For a functional requirement, non-functional, how you write it is formatted, and there's a template for it. So anytime you can provide a template, it'll give you the answer back in that template. The other thing I want to say, is that this particular model does not allow you to generate. Well, actually, it can be trained to give you better output as far as the tabular results are concerned. But this one hasn't been trained yet to be able to give you that. But as time go by, we should be able to train it to be able to give a lot more appealing tabular results, as well as being able to download those tabular results into a PDF file or document file or whatever format that we want. So those things are
Yeah, that
possible.
should be, yeah,
Yes.
that would be good. But what I want to add is that the results I get need to be further investigated, and the prompt should be specific and
Yes.
descriptive. The more you give information, it will give you it will
Yes.
give back good results. Thank
That's
you.
right. You're welcome. Thank you very much. Anybody else? I know we're losing some people. They have to go, but any other questions before we sign off? Any other questions?
Actually, I
Yes,
have.
please, Mr. George, can you share?
Pardon me?
Can you share with us the resources that you use to create AI models?
That I'm
What is the
I'm gonna
name
say
of
that's
it?
I'm gonna say that that's proprietary. You're gonna have to come to my class to learn that. So I can't give that away. I wish I could give that away, but
Okay,
it's.
okay.
Let me do this. You can always get a hold of me and find out more. But I want to share with you all before you go. For those of you that are stuck
Is there a
around,
contact or something? How do
oh
we get in
yeah,
touch with you?
yeah, you can go onto my website. If you let the bot, if you put your name in the bot and everything and tell me what you need or whatever, then you can stay in touch with me that way. But this is what I do. Is it Omar or the president of the IIBA? You're still there? You're still here? I know you're still here. I know you're not gone, but I just want to
I'm
maybe have you to
Rahman,
close it
yeah.
out.
I'm still here.
Okay. What I'd like for you to do is I'm not going to upload the document that I just shared with them, but I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you in a PDF format that you can share with everybody that attended. Okay. So I want to send that to you. I'll send that over to Omar right away.
Thank you.
Okay. And you'll have a copy of what I
Yeah,
showed you on.
thank you very much. This is very important.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay. All right. But please go to the website. Yep. Go to the website. Make sure you put your name, your contact information. Then I can share with you things that I'm doing. And for those of you who want to learn how to do what I'm doing, it's going to require a class, and that's going to take time. I just can't. I just can't just say, here's what you go to use to do this. Okay. So, all right. Thank you very much.
Got it.
I
Thank you.
enjoyed it. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Yes.
you so much. We enjoyed the class, and we are
Oh,
opting for more classes with you.
okay.
We are trying to contact the website for sure. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. All right.
Thanks a lot,
Thank you,
George. Have a
everyone.
nice one.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you. You're welcome.
Thanks a lot.
Hey,
Bye.
you're welcome. Samir said that he wanted to know the best prompts I can use for best answers. I do have a article on my website for how to create prompts. So you can go to the website and you can find articles on how to create prompts. I
Thank you
created an article for that. Yep.
for your answer, Steve. I'm waiting for it.
Okay.
Before you go, Mr. George, please, I have
Yes.
just one comment.
Yes.
I asked
Yes,
your
sir.
site to give me some simulation exam about PMI, PBA simulation exam. He said
Yes.
he doesn't have, so it's not available. He asked me
Okay.
so I think you better work on this. Lots of people need the simulation. So
Okay. All right.
we
So
can
I have
pay.
a train. I have a
Lots of
training
people
on the,
will pay for it. Lots of
Okay.
people will pay for it, I'm sure.
the PMI PBA.
PMI, PBA, yes.
Really? Okay. So
Yes.
more so
I'm
than the
preparing.
PMP.
I'm still preparing for exam.
Okay.
Not
I have a
finished.
course. I have a course on that. If you want to take the course, I do have a course on the PMI PBA.
Yeah, I will contact. I'd love to take it. I'd love to take
Okay.
it. I'll contact you.
Okay.
I'll contact your site.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Thank
All
you very
right.
much.
Thank you. You're welcome. All right, everyone. It's anybody still hanging around? Still got a few people.
Just I want to say last comment.
Okay.
Thank you for you very much. Thank you for IBA Sudan chapter so much. And she said many times, I asked her, I said, she told me. So we can say this IEA, it is about she, it is not about he.
Okay.
That is it. Thank you so much.
All right.
I like to call her she because she is intelligent. This is why.
Okay.
Well, you know what?
Gender
Female
issues.
bias
Okay.
now living a life female bias. It's not
Female
it's not a high bias.
gender bias.
You see that, huh?
I can change it to have a she voice if you like.
Yeah, it will be better for everybody. Everybody will like it.
Thank you.
Now we're talking, George. Now we're talking.
Yeah. We can do that. We can train it to have a she voice. So, okay. All right, guys. So thank you very much. We'll talk later. Okay. Bye-bye.
Thanks a lot. Have a nice one. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you for your time.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for
Bye-bye.
everybody. Okay. See you again in another session, of course,
Yes.
with Mr. George.
Yes.
Next time it will be paid, right? Is it?
Pardon me?
It will be paid, not for free, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right. Yes.
Thank you for your time. Appreciate a lot. Okay. Thank you, everybody.
I have to be able to pay for the water. Okay. See you.
Thank
guys.
you, everybody.
Thanks.
Okay.
Okay. Bye.
See you again, everybody. Thank you.
شكرا باشمهندس النوش.
Thank you.
شكرا على
Bye-bye.
الجلسه القيمه، وشكرا على المبادرات الرائعه.
تسلم على
اتحفتونا والله كل
الرائع.
مره، يعني تدونا
الله
روعه جديده. الليله كان يوم
الله يديك.
مميز
الله
جدا
يبارك
جدا.
فيك.
كتر خيركم.
الله يديكم
كثير
العافية.
جدا.
الله يديكم العافية. إن شاء الله نتلاقى في
شكرا لك. شكرا لاخونا عمر.
إن شاء الله نتلاقى كثير الأيام الجاية
شكرا.
في
كتر
سيشن.
خيركم.
باذن الله.
الله يديكم
كريم.
العافية. الله يديكم. شكرا جزيلا لكم.